Stick with me, watch this brother inhale toxic red mist to save his sister. But he doesn't turn into a monster. He awakens a super-level mutation. Now, all he has to do is slaughter mutant monsters, and his power skyrockets. So, to become the ultimate survivor, he makes an insane choice. He's going to mukbang a triple S rank boss. Let's rewind to how it started. An archaeology team accidentally triggers an ancient ruin seal. That one mistake? It unleashes a global apocalypse on all of humanity. Red mist quickly engulfs the entire city. Humans who breathe it in go totally insane, dropping dead in the most gruesome ways imaginable. And the animals? They mutate into bloodthirsty, savage beasts. Everywhere these monsters go, they leave absolutely nothing behind but pure rubble and destruction. Exactly 3 days ago, this terrifying red mist first began showing up in multiple locations across the globe. Emergency broadcasts are constantly warning the citizens to stay locked inside and avoid going out at all costs. Meanwhile, Nghiem Hao is traveling with his family in their car. Suddenly, a frantic military officer bangs loudly on their window, ordering them to move out immediately. His mom thinks something feels off about the military showing up out of nowhere. His dad, though, is highly skeptical about it. He thinks they are lying. What kind of disaster actually needs full military mobilization? Seeing his little sister panicking, Nghiem Hao comforts her. Don't worry, the whole family is right here with you. Now pay attention closely. He feels that heavy tension in the air. What exactly is that red mist, making the army panic so much? Suddenly, a massive explosion echoes through the sky. Another car comes crashing down from above, landing directly on top of his family's vehicle. Nghiem Hao instantly shields his sister. After the brutal impact, he frantically asks his parents, "Are you guys okay?" Tragically, his dad's leg is pinned, trapping him completely. Right then, another terrifying roar shakes the ground. The whole family whips their heads toward the sound. A massive, mutated beast is viciously wiping out the army forces. Nghiem Hao gasps in shock. What the hell is that? Sensing the extreme danger, his dad screams for everyone to get out of the car. Nghiem Hao kicks his door open, but the parents' doors are totally crushed by the car above. His mom cries out, "Take your sister and run, forget about us." But Nghiem Hao is stubborn. "No, I am getting you out of here." A blood-curdling scream echoes nearby. One of the mutant beasts is brutally mauling a helpless guy. The horrifying sight leaves his little sister violently trembling. His mom grabs his hand tight. "Run away now." Before he can save his parents, something massive drops out of the sky with a crash, sending Nghiem Hao and Tutuyet flying backward. It's the exact same monster that just slaughtered that man. It looks exactly like a giant, demonic wolf. Its spine is exposed, its stomach completely gone, leaving only bare ribs behind. Seeing this absolute nightmare, his sister screams, "Mom, Dad." The beast snaps its head around, realizing the two siblings are still alive, and readies itself for a deadly strike. He quickly grabs his little sister's hand and sprints away as fast as physically possible. While running, I know what you're thinking, absolute doomsday. Right before his eyes, up in the sky, hundreds of colossal monsters are swarming, making fighter jets and helicopters instantly explode in midair, crashing straight to the earth. Down below, even more terrifying creatures are hunting down any remaining survivors. That weird, glowing red mist is infecting humans and animals alike, turning them completely feral and thirsty for blood. What the hell is actually happening to the world? He wonders in shock. Cut to a supermarket, where the mutant wolves have sniffed out human scent and are aggressively swarming the area. The siblings hide behind a grocery shelf. He tightly covers his sister's mouth with his hand, terrified she might scream out and draw the horde's attention. After a tense moment, he peeks out and sees the beast is finally gone. He lets go, breathing easy. But trust me, you're not ready for what happens next. Her face starts showing spreading red veins. The agonizing pain makes her clutch her head, groaning in absolute torment. He asks nervously, "Xiao Shui, what is wrong?" "Brother, I feel so sick. Look closely at the mirror. You and I can see those exact same crazy red marks." He instantly realizes this is from that toxic red fog. He quickly grabs a wet towel and hands it straight to his sister. "Cover your face right now. Stop breathing that red fog." The red lines on his face are becoming super clear and spreading fast. Pure agony instantly forces him down to his knees. It hurts, it burns. Something deep inside his body is trying to tear its way out. Once the brutal pain and weird lines finally vanish, his sister sees him shaking and asks, "Brother, are you okay?" He desperately tries to stop shaking, assuring her, "Do not worry, I am fine." But suddenly, a terrifying monster spots them. It slowly starts creeping closer and closer. The siblings are so focused on the pain that they completely miss the deadly threat approaching. Now pay attention here. That horrifying fanged face shows up, and we all know they are completely busted. He grabs Yao Shui by the hand and sprints away. But right outside the supermarket doors, they run straight into an even bigger monster waiting for them. Glancing back, the first beast has already caught up to them too. Damn it, blocked from both sides. Xiao Shui panics and asks, "Brother, what are we going to do now?" He hugs her tight and says, "Do not be afraid, I am here." Right then, a massive flying monster shadows over them. It unleashes a deafening roar. Instantly, all the other monsters completely surround the two siblings. This is clearly the absolute strongest beast they have faced since this whole nightmare run started. Is this really where our story ends today? He thinks to himself in pure dread. Luckily, he spots a tiny escape route through the mob. Without hesitating, he drags his sister straight towards it. But their terrible luck continues. Another vicious monster is already waiting for them inside. Outside is way too dangerous, so fighting is the only option left. He grabs a wooden plank nearby, and he prepares to face the beast head-on. However, his resistance is like a bug fighting a truck. That plank gets instantly crushed to pieces, right in the monster's powerful jaws. It lunges straight at him, opening its mouth wide to devour its prey. Thankfully, he uses his limbs to block it, but the insane force slams him hard against the wall. Right then, an arrow flies in and blinds the beast in one eye. Xiao Shui used her bow just in time. This weak little prey actually managed to injure a monster. Furious, the beast immediately charges at Xiao Shui. He screams, "Run away now, do not look back." Xiao Shui throws her crossbow to the side and sprints away as fast as possible. Suddenly, those red lines reappear and spread all over his body. Writhing in sheer agony, he clutches his chest, coughing blood while watching his sister flee. Barely leaning on the wall to stand, we both feel his absolute despair here. Why? Why right now? Seeing the beast about to harm his sister ignites absolute rage. He clenches his fist, completely shattering the concrete wall. A burst of raw power throws the wall onto the monster, making it howl in pain. With bloodshot eyes holding an iron bar, he roars, "Die!" The bar pierces its skull, blood splashing everywhere. With every scream, the iron bar stabs even deeper, inflicting another totally fatal wound. Xiao Shui stares in panic at her beast-like brother. She rushes over and hugs him tight. "Brother, what is wrong? Please stop, I am completely fine now." Her gentle voice echoes in his head, pulling him back to reality. Visions of their parents appear. Their final words, "Xiao Hao, take good care of Xiao Shui." Looking at his sister, tears roll down his face. His heart absolutely breaks. "Sorry for worrying you, I am fine now." But before he finishes, another mutant beast charges in. A beak massive as a truck opens wide to devour them both. In a split second, he grabs Xiao Shui and rolls away. The monster shifts direction and keeps attacking. Gripping the rod with one hand, he roars, "You damn bastard! Stay away from my little sister." One epic swing sends it crashing into the wall. Trust me, you will want to see what happens next. Let's dive right in, dust flies everywhere. He turns to Tutuyet, completely resolute. "You hide right here. I will draw it far away." Tutuyet hugs him tight, voice shaking. "Do not go. I'm scared you'll lose control." He gently pats her head. "Relax. I will not lose my mind this time. I will definitely be back for you soon." She nods, trusting him completely. "I will wait." But from deep within the shadows, a glowing blood-red energy suddenly emerges. He notices something and mutters, "If I absorb this raw energy, I might get much stronger." He points straight at the mutant beast boss, totally defiant. "Once I take you down, I will have the power to protect my family. Just die already." The alpha boss smirks in pure disgust. Its mutant minions charge forward. He fights like an absolute beast, violently smashing enemies down. Then, one bites his shoulder hard. But those dark red veins on his arm start glowing. He flexes, ripping the monster completely in half. Now pay attention here. His hands mutate into razor-sharp beast claws. He gasps out, "Is this true power? Absolutely incredible." Suddenly, the alpha boss lets out a massive roar. The minions immediately retreat. He quickly looks up. A heavy military fighter jet is hovering directly overhead. Snapping completely out of his power trip, he stares at his weird hands. "What is happening to me?" A bomb drops. Blinding white light flashes. He screams out, Yet, stay back. Earth-shattering explosion, dust everywhere. A military helicopter touches down in the wreckage. Seeing he is infected, they decide to ditch him, taking only Yet away. Exhausted and completely helpless, he watches his sister get taken before blacking out. Half a year later, still traumatized. A brutal nightmare of Yet burning in flames violently jolts him awake, breathing incredibly heavy. He sighs. That exact same nightmare again. Yet, where are you? He grips his gun, continuing his massive search. Luckily, he has not been caught yet. Ever since Yet was taken, he desperately searched through every single refugee camp, but still found absolutely nothing. His little sister just vanished without a single trace. To find her, he actually joined the local border patrol squad, the absolute lowest rank in the military. A literal Class B soldier. You and I both know how this works. In this chaos, only the military gathers real intel and travels freely. Right now, at the Akishi outpost, that blood-red fog still blankets the entire city, like nothing ever changed. He quickly runs up to a strict soldier. It is the captain of the city patrol, Ko Tuan. Sorry, Captain, I am so late for my shift. A nearby soldier sees this familiar scene, sighing in absolute frustration, not this completely useless rookie again. Instantly, the angry captain kicks him right in the rear. Where were you slacking off this time, idiot? How late are you for guard duty? Terrified of another kick, he sprints up the guard tower. But the captain still worries about this useless rookie's terrible discipline. So he explicitly warns Nghiem Hao. Some very important officials are arriving soon, then we finally get a break. If you cause any more trouble, I will handle you myself. Got it. Standing high on the tower, looking down at the completely ruined, once bustling city, he can't help but remember the past. Half a year ago, right when that terrifying red fog first spread, most major cities quickly turned into absolute wastelands, becoming massive breeding grounds for all kinds of mutated creatures. Along with that red fog, a giant mysterious tower appeared. The survivors could only group up and run far, far away from that tower, in the red fog, getting as far away as possible. He remembers his old enemy, the one who tore their family apart. Is he even alive? I will absolutely find you. Trust me, you'll want to see the other side. All right, you and I are jumping right into the action. The captain lights a smoke, trusting special ops to handle the border. So their guard duty? Purely for show. Honestly, if the elite units end up losing out there, what could simple patrol guys like them possibly do? Hearing this, the two teammates beside him sigh heavily. They are the legendary Special Task Force, after all. There is absolutely no way they could fail. Exactly, Captain. Are you just trying to scare us? Their squad did not come here for a simple mission, but to slaughter mutant beasts for fun. Meanwhile, Nghiem Hao stands on guard duty alone. Staring straight into the thick red fog, he thinks, even after all this time, I absolutely despise the smell of this red mist. This stuff triggers the most primal, bloodthirsty instincts hidden deep inside every living creature, making them completely turn on each other. Suddenly, the crimson mist begins to fade away, clearing out at a crazy visible speed. This is bad. Something huge is heading straight this way. One squad member nervously speaks up. Hey, Captain, looks like trouble. Can you look over there and see what is happening? The captain suddenly stands up. Now pay close attention here. Since when did the red mist roll in? Bursting from the fog, two Special Forces officers are sprinting toward them in pure panic. The captain yells, Sir, what happened? The two elites do not even have time to explain. They just scream. Fall back immediately. Suddenly, a massive shadow swings out from the crimson fog, violently blasting both elite officers away, facing a deadly threat that wiped out two top-tier fighters in just a single strike. The commander desperately grabs his radio, ordering absolutely everyone to retreat right now. But the captain is way too slow. A terrifying mutant beast claw violently grabs his collar, yanking him backward. Cold sweat drips down his face. Knowing his life is practically over, he slowly turns his head around. He spots a gigantic mutated lizard pulling him right up to its horrifying face. Its blood-red eyes stare deeply, judging if this pathetic prey will make a tasty snack. In that final hopeless second, the captain can only choke out. Damn it! I am dead! I know what you are thinking. Nghiem Hao cannot just watch this. Standing high above, hearing their terrified screams. They are here, run. Without a single second of hesitation, he dives down to fight the monsters. Boom! He instantly slaughters several beasts. Nghiem Hao activates his own mutated arms, his eyes burning as red as pure fire. Muttering something totally incomprehensible under his breath, a nearby monster notices him. Seeing its own kind brutally killed, it roars in absolute fury. Bearing its razor-sharp fangs in a deadly threat, it charges straight at Nghiem Hao with terrifying speed. But our guy? He does not even flinch. Moving like lightning, he casually grabs the savage beast right by its head, delivering a massive punch that completely rips its head off, sending it flying away. A glowing stream of crimson energy pours out from the corpse, quickly absorbing right into his mutated arm. Feeling fresh power surging through his veins, Nghiem Hao smirks. His overall strength just leveled up significantly. If I keep absorbing all these surrounding beasts, just how insanely overpowered will I become? He glances around, counting the horde closing in on him. 3, 4, 5, 6, wow, that is a lot. Losing his patience to count, Nghiem Hao channels his energy, making that raw power explode through his body. Do not dare disappoint me, you freaks. A devastating lightning bolt tears straight through the pack, dropping them instantly before they even realize what hit them. Nghiem Hao snaps his head around, completely on guard. A voice rings out, "So you are stealing my kills again!" It is Tong Hai, captain of the Outer Border Combat Squad. A stunning young girl, rocking platinum blonde hair. Seeing the elite squad roll up before he could prepare, Nghiem Hao internally panics. Crap, I am totally busted this time. I need to hide this mutated arm right now. Meanwhile, Tong Hai gives a ruthless order. Leave absolutely 0 beasts alive. Wipe them all out. Instantly, the entire squad aims their guns directly at Nghiem Hao. He simply raises his hands to surrender. That is where we pause. Trust me, you gotta see what happens next. Stick with me here. Wait, do not shoot. I am just a bottom-tier patrol grunt. But before he could even finish his sentence, loud gunshots echoed rapidly through the air. In just a split second, the monster trying to ambush him from behind dropped dead, its body completely riddled with bullets. Nghiem Hao stood frozen, absolutely in shock for a moment. Only when the special forces announced they took down the target did he finally snap back, realizing they were only aiming at the beast right behind him. Light footsteps slowly approached Nghiem Hao. Officer Song, holding a massive assault rifle in hand, stood right in front of him with a dead serious glare. "Where is your weapon, you lowly patrol grunt?" That blunt question totally caught Nghiem Hao off guard, leaving him scrambling for an excuse. He panicked, thinking, "Oh man, what do I say?" While he stayed completely silent, a special ops member yelled out, "Everyone pull back from the front line and return to base." The scene suddenly shifts over to a military tent. A strict guard tells the guys in the truck, "Unless you have direct permission from Commander Song, absolutely no unauthorized personnel can enter here." Inside, Song is currently listing out the heavy casualties from the recent disaster. Area A suffered 37 casualties, including 2 elite members from the Special Task Force, and 30 guys from the Border Patrol. The rest are still completely missing in action. This is the personnel loss report. Meanwhile, Nghiem Hao just nods along, quickly agreeing. "Exactly, so why the heck are you arresting me? I am a victim in this too." He is tied tightly to a chair, 2 elite guards standing right beside him. "Now pay attention." Song continues the interrogation. "Yesterday evening, you left for over 2 hours. Then right when you came back, the Red Fog riot started. Do you not have an explanation?" Nghiem Hao feels super lucky his mutated hands are not exposed yet, but honestly, he really cannot admit he was just sleeping on the job either. He awkwardly stammers, "I just took a tiny nap in the ruins. I even informed the captain about it. Why is not that in the report?" An officer nearby raises his hand to interrupt. "Commander, this guy is constantly late to work, but his captain always covers for him. Do not let him frame my brother." But Nghiem Hao starts sweating, knowing his sleeping secret is about to get completely exposed. His eyes turn blood red. "You dog, if you speak nonsense, I will definitely turn you into a eunuch tomorrow." Commander Song frowns hard, realizing the Border Patrol still has way too many messy issues to sort out. "I know what you're thinking." Meanwhile, that exact captain sneezes loudly, feeling totally called out. The officer standing right beside him panics and asks the captain, "Hey, are you okay?" "Yeah, do not worry about it. I am completely fine. All the test results show his body is perfectly normal," the doctor reassures them. "Doctor, our captain really just needs an extra bandage over his loud mouth instead." "You seriously call a condition like this normal?" Another random soldier questions out loud. Cutting back to Nghiem Hao's current situation, Commander Song holds up his file and continues the intense interrogation. Your official military file shows that you only just completed your basic training, exactly 3 months ago. In that massive chaotic battle earlier, even my elite squad lost 2 men. It is honestly shocking that you somehow managed to survive through that absolute disaster, Song says with deep suspicion. But Nghiem Hao immediately fires back, I am terrified of dying. I used to do track, so my limbs are way faster than a normal person. When I noticed the red fog shifting, I booked it before the monsters even arrived. Song keeps pressing him. If you are so scared of dying, why join the military? Do you have another motive? That question leaves him silent. And that is where we leave it. All right, you and I are diving in. His real goal? Finding his sister, Xiao Shui. For 6 months, he has been a total lone wolf, completely avoiding people, hunting and absorbing low-tier beasts, just trying to keep his own wild mutation under control. He has literally tried everything to track down any clues about those hidden human shelters. As a soldier who is terrified of dying, abandoning your post, hiding danger, do you even know what the punishment is for that? Song steps right up to Nghiem Hao. You want to shoot me? He replies coldly. She leans in close, whispering right in his ear. What exactly are those hands of yours? Why have you been lying this whole time? Tell me your real reason for joining the military right now. But Nghiem Hao stays completely deadpan. So she actually saw it after all. Suddenly, a massive earthquake rips through the area. Song just assumes it is a totally normal tremor. But Nghiem Hao knows better. This heavy feeling is way too familiar to him. A massive horde of monsters is coming. He instantly spins around, bolting and screaming, Run away! Now watch this. She thinks he is escaping. Sparks of lightning flash in her eyes. In a flash, she violently pins him down. Daring to run away right in front of me, do you think I am a joke? The ground beneath them starts cracking wide open. The panicked crowd around them begs their commander, please go a little easy on him. The earth is breaking. Stop talking nonsense. I am not hitting him nearly that hard. Right at that exact moment, the entire ground shatters completely. Horrified screams echo absolutely everywhere. After the brutal fall, thick dust covers everything. So many people are still totally panicking. Nghiem Hao speaks up super calmly. Did we really just fall deep underground? Song stays cool under pressure, ordering everyone to hit the lights and check the situation. Meanwhile, the angry officer, the captain's loyal brother, still holds a massive grudge against Nghiem Hao. What an absolute jinx. Nothing good ever happens with you around here. Is our entire squad seriously gonna live down in this dark pit forever? Nghiem Hao just lazily replies, survive first, then you can cry about it later. We probably will not live down here forever anyway. Let that sink in for a second. The lights reveal massive caves right in front, stacked on top of each other. Oh my god, did giant monsters dig these out? Someone blurts in fear. Song immediately shouts out orders. Stay completely calm. Check whatever weapons we have left. Hold the formation tight. Do not expose any blind spots. A weird, sudden wind blows past. Nghiem Hao, with his crazy sharp instincts, senses pure danger. He warns them, there is wind. The guard hears it and smiles. There is wind. That means there is a way out. We should go check it out. After confirming a very light breeze is blowing right through, the guard is so completely thrilled that he completely misses 3 glowing blood-red eyes staring dead at him. However, he still makes sure to mock him. Nghiem Hao, you really have absolutely zero real skills. Only good at running away. You are basically a master in that specific field. Right at that very moment, a horrific 3-eyed monster suddenly lunges from right behind the officer, right while he is busily announcing the so-called escape route waiting for them up ahead. In an instant flash, the beast gets shot down by raw lightning. Its toxic green blood drips down. It almost landed directly on the absolute most sensitive part of that poor man. Song immediately shouts a warning. The blood of an armor bug is insanely corrosive. Do not touch it. And remember, nobody makes a single move without my direct orders. Understood? Staring at the heavily melted ground right in front of him, he quietly thinks, thank God, almost became a eunuch. That is where we leave it. Song just glances at Nghiem Hao. Looks like your instincts are incredibly sharp when it comes to dodging pure danger. Once we get out of this alive, you owe me a serious explanation about what just happened. Stick with me here. Nghiem Hao just stares back in total silence, internally panicking, wondering if she already knows his dark secret but kept quiet. What is she actually planning? But before he can ask, a deafening beastly roar echoes through the air, getting louder by the second, signaling that a massive threat is rapidly approaching. Hundreds of three-eyed armored bugs suddenly start swarming out from the dark cave system, every single one looking absolutely vicious. In a split second, thousands of tunnels all around them are completely blocked off by these horrifying mutant beasts. Damn it, how are there so many armored bugs in here? They are in some seriously deep trouble this time around. And the bad news? The monster horde is not giving anyone a second to breathe. They instantly rush in, fighting each other just to tear their prey apart. The numbers are overwhelming. Any attempt to stop them is totally useless, like a drop in the ocean. Luckily, though, they manage to spot one single tunnel that has not been overrun. The team immediately carves out a bloody path just to escape right into it. Once they finally get inside the cave, Nghiem Hao suddenly feels like something is seriously off, ignoring Tonghai screaming at him. "Do not stop right now. Just keep on running." He turns his head back and realizes the beast horde has actually stopped chasing them completely. Even though they have zero idea why the bugs gave up, the whole squad has to keep. Now pay attention here. Moving forward to find an exit, they run straight into an absolute boss-level mutant beast blocking the way. It is actively absorbing red mist to boost its raw power. That massive fang-filled mouth rips wide open, and dark destructive energy starts gathering right inside of it. Nghiem Hao spots the danger instantly and screams a warning to the entire team. Everyone watch out for that insane energy blasting from its mouth. Tonghai seizes the perfect opening, raises her heavy gun, and fires a huge shot at the beast. However, the monster finishes charging up its terrifying energy at the exact same time, firing a deadly red beam of raw power. Both massive energy attacks travel parallel to each other, missing a mid-air clash completely. As a result, the boss gets hit by Tongni directly, while she is also about to get instantly obliterated by its devastating counterattack. Thank God, Nghiem Hao transforms his arm just in time and blocks the brutal hit, saving her from certain death. She stares wide-eyed at Nghiem Hao's mutated arm. Tongni asks in pure shock, "Nghiem Hao, your arm?" He quickly cuts her off, saying, "Wait until we make it out of here alive, then I will explain absolutely everything. I know what you were thinking." Nghiem Hao steps up, ready for an epic showdown. Seeing that her powerful blast only left a tiny little crack on the monster head, Tongni starts to panic inside. If even my strongest attack barely scratches its skin, is there any chance he can actually beat this thing? All she can do is cheer from the backline, screaming, "Nghiem Hao, you better be careful." Fueled by her words, Nghiem Hao launches straight at the boss, but he quickly realizes that his physical strikes are hardly doing any real damage to this massive hulking monster. Its armor is just way too tough. A normal beast would be ripped to shreds already. That absolutely giant size, combined with its rock-solid and unbreakable defensive armor plating, makes it feel like fighting an armored tank. It definitely devoured a ton of its own kind, just to build up this kind of terrifying strength and massive physique. The beast starts its vicious counterattack, throwing a heavy punch right at Nghiem Hao, but he easily dodges. He thinks to himself, looks like this giant thing dumped all of its stat points into pure defense with that heavy armor. Realizing this, he just chuckles and sighs out loud. At the end of the day, you are just a giant moving punching bag. And right after that, he dives into a relentless brawl with the beast, leaving the rest of the squad completely stunned. You and I just witnessed a miracle. Nghiem Hao, the kid who was most terrified of dying? Stick with me, you are about to watch the ultimate coward face an overlord beast completely alone. Who the heck is this guy? Song Rui quickly starts dropping answers. Turns out, he is a living weapon engineered just to slaughter these monsters. A top-secret project kept hidden by the government. This kid took 3 whole months to pass basic training, and he is some elite anti-beast experiment? Yeah, the second he took that brutal hit for me, his real identity was completely obvious. But honestly, a story like that is only fooling the totally clueless rookies. The adjutant standing right next to her hears this and immediately starts getting super suspicious. Does the National Coalition actually have an insane experimental subject like this guy? Or is she desperately trying to cover something up? She keeps pushing her sweet lies, claiming he broke out of a hidden lab and sneaked straight into our squad, right on the border patrol. That massive red mist disaster? Highly likely it is all tied to him. That is why she doubted him. This is absolute classified intel. Whatever you just saw and heard right here goes straight to the grave, got it? The officer immediately salutes. Understood, sir. Now watch closely back to Nghiem Hao fighting this overlord tier boss. The monster charges up a massive amount of pure energy in its jaws and fires. Nghiem Hao dodges it like it is nothing, totally forgetting his squad is behind him. After a massive explosion hits, Captain Song Rui barely escapes using her insane reflexes. The officer, though? Not quite as lucky. The vice commander drags him out alive, but the guy loses his whole leg. He stammers out, "You are a high-ranking fighter with crazy combat power. Why sacrifice your own body for a nobody like me?" The vice commander does not even flinch. Trading a leg for a life? Totally fair deal. The officer is losing his mind. "But your main mission is slaughtering these beasts. Because of me, you just lost your best combat advantage." The vice commander consoles him. "I did not enlist just to kill monsters. I became a soldier to protect people. I am the literal shield of humanity, and I am not leaving anyone behind." That raw honesty leaves the guy totally speechless. Meanwhile, the battle continues. Nghiem Hao is losing ground fast, getting brutally slammed back dozens of meters. His energy tank is officially running on empty. Just keeping his mutated arm active is taking everything he has. Staring at this giant, "I know what you are thinking, is an overlord really this strong?" Absolute nightmare mode. In a split second of panic, the beast winds up a killing blow, but a massive lightning strike blasts its head, forcing it to stagger back. Seeing the blue sparks flying everywhere, he instantly knows Song Rui stepped into the fight. He looks back. There she is, gripping a heavy rifle while raw electric aura surges all around her. "Nghiem Hao, you are not dying today. I still need some real answers from you. So you better survive and confess everything." Suddenly, the monster that just took that hit starts letting out this totally unhinged laugh. Flashing, terrifying fangs, it breathes out a wave of boiling mist. Song Rui sees this and freezes. And yep, thick red fog from every corner of the cave starts flooding toward the boss. The whole cavern is connected, giving this thing total control over the toxic red mist. Now it is absorbing that same mist to rapidly heal itself. Watching those head wounds close, Song Rui gets seriously stressed. At this pace, it is about to hit max power again. That disaster? You and I know it was the cause. She steps straight toward Nghiem Hao. "Stick with me, we're dropping right into the chaos. We can't take this monster down yet. The beast is actively healing right now. We need to fall back immediately." But Nghiem Hao? He refuses to back down. He forces himself up once again, instantly activating his mutated arm power. No way, this thing dies today. His eyes glow a fierce, bloodthirsty red, completely radiating pure killing intent. That fog the beast summoned? It is actually feeding me, boosting my own strength. Right now, it is completely busy absorbing that energy, leaving it totally stuck in place. This is our absolute best chance to strike. Songhai stares at him with a dead serious expression. "If we fail, you will die right here." He instantly drops into a battle-ready combat stance. His entire body erupts with pulsing waves of red aura. "I have walked right through Hell's Gates countless times already. One more trip won't change a thing." Songhai feels totally helpless against his insane, absolute stubbornness. She finally caves to his crazy plan. "Fine, but we only get one shot at this." Taking a knee, she levels her heavy rifle. A massive, crackling surge of raw lightning energy explodes around her. That intense electricity channels directly into the barrel. "I am going to unleash absolutely everything I have right now. I will shatter the armor on its head. You need to seize that exact split second to destroy its brain entirely." Peering through the scope, she locks her aim straight onto the monster's head, charging up for the ultimate strike. This is literally the only way we are going to take this nightmare down. With that, she pulls the trigger. In that instant, "Now, don't blink. You're going to want to see this." Nghiem Hao explodes forward, riding the wake of that lightning blast straight onto the monster's head. Boom! The roaring lightning bolt violently strikes the top of its skull. Perfect hit. That thick armor plating completely shatters. He instantly seizes the opening, not wasting a single precious fraction of a second. He violently drives his mutated arm straight into its exposed skull. He unleashes exactly 49 savage, rapid-fire punches, aiming for one single target, the completely defenseless, unarmored section of that giant monster's head. Thick, glowing neon blue fluid starts violently erupting from the wound. With that toxic blood spraying absolutely everywhere around them, the beast lets out a deafening, agonizing scream. The rest of the thick plating on its giant head takes the massive impact and slowly begins to crack apart. Songhai watches this absolute madness unfold from behind. She is completely stunned seeing him absolutely brutalize this titan. Did we actually just pull this off? A massive explosion suddenly erupts, blasting blue fluid everywhere. Nghiem Hao is violently thrown backward by the intense shockwave. He had burned through absolutely every drop of his power, causing his grotesque mutated arm to completely dissolve away into nothingness. He crashes hard into the dirt. Songhai sprints over in total panic. "Are you okay?" But Nghiem Hao is already out cold, drained of all energy and taking that huge blast point blank. He just lies there, completely motionless on the ground. Songhai spots the old photograph he always carries with him, which had slipped out during the chaos. She picks it up, totally confused. "What exactly is this picture?" "I know what you and I are thinking, but check this out." She completely misses the strange crystal core resting directly in his palm. That core slowly starts sinking right into his bare flesh, releasing a faint, creeping trail of eerie red fog. The core forcing its way inside makes his entire body violently react to the invasion. Every single blood vessel bulges outwards, desperately fighting against the foreign energy. Scene shifts. He wakes up, only to find himself floating inside a completely dark, endless void. Right beside him, a bizarre genetic code is actively shifting. Looking around this strange place, he literally cannot sense anything at all except that creepy red fog and those floating genetic sequences. Am I already dead? A fragment of the code starts blinking with a bright pink glow. He wonders, what on earth is this DNA-looking thing trying to signal right now? Out of nowhere, he realizes that a mysterious core is directly fusing into his own body, merging right into the center of his chest. Staring closely at that core, it suddenly hits him hard. Wait, isn't this the exact same item from inside that boss-tier beast from earlier? Looked like a pure energy crystal. You and I just witnessed a crazy power-up. Alright, you and I are diving into pure madness. Wait, how did that crystal get inside his chest? That weird core is radiating insane amounts of energy. And look at this, all that thick red mist surrounding him. It's getting sucked right inside. Wait, what the heck? That core is actually absorbing the deadly red mist. And it's not just absorbing it, it's storing it like a massive battery. Even if he sucks in way more mist to trigger a massive mutation, he doesn't have to worry about losing his mind and going berserk anymore. But then, a tiny crack appears right on the core. That is definitely not a good sign at all. Oh man, this is bad. The crystal has completely maxed out its energy storage limit. His eyes dart around in panic as that red mist just keeps flooding endlessly right into the core. A terrifying thought hits him. If this keeps up for even another second, he's totally screwed. If he doesn't stop this right now, the whole thing is going to explode. Suddenly, a crazy idea strikes him, and he quickly brings both hands up to his chest. That signature move from the boss-level monster. Now watch closely, this is brilliant. If he can absorb the mist, he can just blast it right back out. Snapping back to reality, we are inside the hospital's intensive care unit. He's lying right there on the hospital bed, with red mist literally radiating off his body. He snaps awake, eyes glowing like blazing fire, and instantly shoots up straight into a sitting position. He focuses every ounce of that stored energy from the core, channeling it all directly into his arm. His mind is racing. Focus. One single mistake right now, and he's going to die for sure. Right at that exact second, the hospital door swings wide open. Captain Song steps inside. The moment she sees him, she freezes in pure shock, because he's charging up a completely massive energy blast, and it is aimed right at her face. I know what you're thinking. Let's rewind a few minutes. A guard throws a crisp salute as Song walks up. Captain Song, how is the lieutenant's leg doing? Song stands outside the lieutenant's room and replies calmly. He is a real soldier. He knew the risks when he signed up, so don't beat yourself up over this. She steps inside, where the lieutenant is holding a classified file all about Nghiem Hao. He looks right up at Song and asks, Captain, what exactly is the deal with Nghiem Hao? Seriously, why? I have never even heard of a test subject like him in our entire zone. Song grabs his medical chart, her face stone cold. Nghiem Hao's situation is strictly classified. Just focus on healing up, and stop worrying about things above your pay grade. Then she turns to leave. I already requested command to transfer you to logistics. Take it easy and get some proper rest. As she is about to walk out, he speaks up. I'm going to report this honestly to your father, the Chief of Staff Song Lian. I trust he will make his own judgment call. Song completely loses it, screaming right in his face. Lieutenant, did you forget who your commanding officer is? Effective immediately, your communications are totally locked down. You stay right here, and you do not move. After shutting that down, Song and the guard head straight down the hallway, heading right over to Nghiem Hao's room. Stopping outside room 314, the guard speaks up. We are here. Song looks stressed out and orders, stand guard right out here. Nobody enters without my direct permission. The guard throws another stiff salute. She opens the door and walks into an absolute nightmare. Nghiem Hao is charging up raw power, aiming it right at her. Song-air yells, "What are you doing?" No time to explain, he just screams out, "Get down." The energy blast fires off, triggering a massive explosion. The insane recoil blasts Nghiem Hao backward, while Song-er dives straight down to the floor. The energy sphere completely vaporizes the door, sending the panicked guard tumbling hard to the ground. It punches straight through the solid wall, setting off an earth-shattering blast that shakes the whole building, followed by a blinding red mist-like glow. But oh man, it does not stop there. That sphere rips right through the hospital. Trust me, you and I are going to want to see what happens next. Stick with me here. The vice commander stares at the totally pierced building across the street, deep in thought. It was definitely Nghiem Hao. "So, Captain Songhai," he mutters, "exactly how long can you keep this absolute monster a secret?" Meanwhile, the poor guard is still trembling on the ground, hugging his head. He mutters, "Why does all the worst luck happen to me? This is way too terrifying. I don't want to die." Captain Songhai stares at the massive holes, utterly amazed. Is this the exact same attack from that overlord tier beetle they fought before? How in the world can Nghiem Hao actually control a mutant beast's ability without even mutating his own arm? She turns to him. "Nghiem Hao, it seriously looks like you owe me a massive explanation for all this, huh?" Cut to the hospital rooftop. Songhai and Nghiem Hao stand there, facing each other down. Their conversation instantly gets way more intense. After listening to Nghiem Hao completely explain his situation, "Now pay attention here." She crosses her arms, wildly curious. "So, let me get this straight. You can not only absorb crystal cores from mutant beasts, but you can actually copy their overpowered abilities through them too, right?" She asks, her tone totally serious but completely fascinated. Nghiem Hao just nods, raising both hands up as if to show her right there. "And that is not all. I can also absorb that deadly red mist and store it. That crystal core apparently has self-healing abilities too." Seeing him being this unbelievably honest, Songhai flashes a slight smile, resting her hand on her chin. "Your skill set is seriously insane," Nghiem Hao continues, his voice dropping way down. "I got all their incredible power and abilities, but I also run the terrible risk of slowly turning into a mutant beast and completely transforming forever." He stares right into Songhai's eyes, his question heavy with absolute dread. "With my body like this, do you still even consider me human, Captain Song? In your eyes, am I human or just a monster?" Songhai does not hesitate. Her answer hits him straight on, super sincere. "You are simply you, a completely unique existence in this world. Whether you are human or a monster totally depends on how you use this crazy power." She steps closer to him, her voice super gentle but completely resolute. "But your power is a walking disaster and a weapon." She stands right in front of Nghiem Hao, holding up two fingers. "You saw this coming, right? Two choices. 1. Join the Blazing Blood Squad and become a reserve soldier directly under my command. Option 2. Be labeled as a massive potential threat, be treated exactly like a mutant beast, and get purged." Nghiem Hao is totally caught off guard. "Purged?" Songhai nods, her tone dead serious. "Do you really think anyone in this city can match your current strength? Sure, I cannot take you down right now, but when it comes to facing true mutant beasts, you still lack the power to survive alone. Just join my team. I promise it will not be a bad deal. I will back you up with everything I have got." Seeing Songhai acting so enthusiastic, Nghiem Hao suddenly feels super suspicious. He crosses his arms, stroking his chin. "I am a major danger you just met. A guy whose powers could go totally berserk at any second. Are you really willing to take in a walking headache like me? The risk you are taking is definitely huge. Going all out like this just to recruit a brand new rookie? There has to be some hidden motive here." Songhai stares him down, her eyes fierce. "You are incredibly smart. For a very specific reason, I actually really need you. But you have got to believe that we are not enemies." She holds up a photograph right in front of Nghiem Hao's face. "Maybe you should just view this as a straight-up trade." Seeing the picture, Nghiem Hao flinches hard, immediately reaching for his own pocket. "What the heck? Why do you have my photo?" Songhai just smirks, her tone radiating absolute confidence right now. "Never underestimate me. If I really want to dig into your hidden past, it is literally as easy as breathing. If you agree to join Blazing Blood, I will use my top-tier intel network to help track down the exact whereabouts of the little sister in this photo." Faced with this impossible-to-refuse offer from Songhai, Nghiem Hao realizes this is actually a massive win for him. Searching totally blind on his own has limits. Just like she said, getting a higher status makes everything way easier. He makes his choice, reaches out to snatch the photo back, and officially seals the deal. That is where we leave it today. He smirks weirdly, scratching his head. But hey, Captain, if you actually need me this much, tossing in a little extra cash shouldn't be an issue, right? After all, I blew through my entire last paycheck just trying to track down my sister. Alright, stick with me here. Captain Tongni is absolutely thrilled her plan worked, but she still has to put this cocky rookie in his place. Corporal Nghiem Hao, as the official captain of the Bloodkill Squad, I hereby approve your status as a reserve soldier and with absolute top-tier pay. Now get out of here and finish your paperwork immediately. Nghiem Hao suddenly remembers the massive, smoking holes he just punched through her building. He instantly decides to bolt, sprinting to the door and throwing a sharp salute. Understood, Captain Tong. I'm heading out to get that paperwork done right now. But Tongni calls him right back. Oh, by the way, the massive property damage you caused? I already paid for it up front. I'm not asking for the cash back right now, but I'll be deducting it from your future paychecks. Hearing his money is gone, Nghiem Hao tragically scratches his head and leaves. Knew I'd have to pay for that. Tongni watches him walk away, her mind immediately drifting back to her uncle. Uncle, I swear I will find a way to save you. Now, pay attention. You'll want to remember this. She thinks he's the key to turning mutants back into humans. Meanwhile, over in Red Rock City, a heavy military vehicle pulls up right outside the patrol squad's main base. Nghiem Hao hops out of the truck, followed closely by that random guard from earlier. They get ready to handle the registration process. Nghiem Hao looks over and asks, "Wait, you're trying to join the Special Forces too?" It's only at this exact moment that Nghiem Hao actually takes a good look at the guard's face. The guy confidently points to his own chest, boasting proudly, "Captain Tong and the lieutenant both see my potential. Even though I was only assigned to the logistics division. Listen here, Nghiem Hao, we can definitely watch each other's backs in the future." His super friendly, eager attitude makes Nghiem Hao suddenly remember the time they both spent working together out on the border guard squad. But honestly, our MC couldn't care less about guys he views as weak side characters just clinging to him. He wonders to himself, what was this dude's name again? Probably never paid enough attention to even memorize it. Suddenly, the guard waves excitedly at someone right behind Nghiem Hao and yells out, "Hey, it's Captain Ko. Looks like he's fine, but you and I know better." Nghiem Hao turns around, spotting the city defense team. It's completely surrounding Captain Ko. The blonde-haired man is absolutely covered in brutal, unhealed injuries. His limbs are heavily bandaged from the red mist outbreak. He's struggling to stay upright, leaning heavily on a crutch. Right in front of him stands an old friend, who is also his absolute worst enemy, Truong Thuy, the guy who currently serves as the captain of Red Rock City's defense force. "Old Ko, you slapped me back then all because of that mute woman." Truong Thuy aggressively shoves Captain Ko against the wall. "Now look at you, acting like a stray dog without an owner. Did you drag yourself here to beg, hoping our city defense force will pay out some kind of compensation for your pathetic squad members?" Seeing his old boss get humiliated like this, the loyal rookie guard completely loses his temper. He charges in to attack the defense squad. But the kid's physical strength is totally limited, and two of the defense guys easily overpower him, pinning his face straight into the dirt. "Just you by yourself?" Unable to fight back, he uses his voice instead, screaming out, "You bastards, let our Captain Ko go right now." Truong Thuy spits on the ground with pure disgust. "Get on your knees and lick the mud off my boots. Or else," he flashes a twisted smirk, pointing a finger straight down at the pinned guard. "I'll snap this kid's arm right in half, leaving you with just another piece of useless baggage to carry." Forced into this impossible choice, Captain Ko is absolutely boiling with pure rage. But having no other options left, he swallows his pride and actually starts to kneel for Truong Thuy. But right at that second, Nghiem Hao steps in and grabs Captain Ko to stop him. He pulls him up. "No need to kneel. Trust me, you are going to love what happens next. Stick with me here." The captain is totally shocked seeing the lazy rookie he protected standing up right now, defending him against a massive swarm of furious enemies. Touched, he gasps, "Nghiem Hao, you." Nghiem Hao just smiles. "You helped me before. Now let me return the favor." He turns to the city defense squad, shouting loud, "I am Nghiem Hao. Anyone who dares to touch a single hair on Captain Gu, I will crush your bones and feed them to the dogs." Seeing this kid threaten them, The whole squad turns red with pure rage. They instantly charge right at him, ready to teach Nghiem Hao a brutal lesson. "You really want to die?" they scream. Nghiem Hao does not even blink. He steps up, launching a kick that drops one guy, then follows with a massive punch to the second. Seconds later, 4 guards are down. 1 hit per person. That is it. The crowd is absolutely stunned, witnessing his crazy power. One of the guards yells out, "Our captain is an E-rank fighter. Daring to strike in front of us, you are totally dead." Zhang Shui stares at his 4 defeated men, completely speechless in horror. Why is this kid so strong? 4 guys down in 4 seconds. 1 second per guy? He is stronger than me. Realizing he cannot win barehanded, Zhang Shui pulls a gun, aiming at Nghiem Hao. "Now watch this close. You border patrol trash dare resist an officer on duty? I will shoot first and report later." But Nghiem Hao easily dodges the bullets, smirking. "Way too slow. Do you even know how to shoot?" He dashes in, grabbing the gun right out of Zhang Shui's hand. Firing speed? Pathetic. Then, he crushes the gun barehanded. Zhang Shui's jaw drops, utterly terrified by this beast. "Brother Nghiem Hao, let go." Shattered metal pieces hit the ground. Smoke rises from his raw power. Not even 1% of Songer's strength. He is totally humiliated. Right in front of the crowd and his men, his pride shatters completely. He draws a knife, rushing at Nghiem Hao. But Nghiem Hao does not even bother dodging such a weak, sluggish attack. Standing still, he grips his arm, disarms him, then chokes and lifts him off the ground. "Did you just say you wanted Captain Gu to kneel and lick your boots? Crazy, right?" Zhang Shui finally realizes he has nothing against Nghiem Hao's raw power. He can only rely on his captain title to try and scare the kid. "What are you doing? I am warning you, do not mess around." But before he even finishes, Nghiem Hao's eyes turn ice cold. Ignoring his threats, he smashes the guy's head right into the ground. The impact literally shatters the floor. Zhang Shui blacks out, foaming at the mouth. Done with him, the remaining spectators panic and instantly run for their lives. He dodged bullets and crushed a gun barehanded. Nghiem Hao ignores the fleeing guards entirely. Dusting his hands like he just touched trash, he looks at his own arm, where a flash of red energy appears. Realizing his physical body, boosted by the beast core, has evolved way past his initial expectations. Nghiem Hao grabs the crossbow. Behind him, the guards drag Zhang Shui away. "He is a monster. Run away." "So what do we make of this?" The cocky guard from earlier completely changes his tune. He pats his shoulder. "Brother Yan, you were an absolute god of war." Nghiem Hao is surprised by this sudden flip. "Oh, are you okay? Let's jump right into the action." He smirked. "No worries, I can take a hit." Nghiem Hao walked over, handing Captain Gu the crossbow. Captain Gu took it. "Nghiem Hao, thank you." Our guy just smiled. "Come on, no need. You've always had my back out here. Me stepping up to protect you now? It's just the right thing to do." But Captain Gu looked stressed. What if the city defense team comes looking for payback? Before he even finished, the guard next to him chimed in. "Captain, relax. Nghiem Hao and I are officially with the Special Task Force now. Those city defense guys wouldn't dare touch us." Back at the Red Core City Special Task Force temporary base, Nghiem Hao wrapped up his paperwork and returned. He went straight to Song to report in. She was holding his exam notice. "I already sent your team application straight to headquarters," she said, handing the fully approved exam board over to Nghiem Hao. "They just greenlit your testing application." Nghiem Hao looked impressed. "Oh man, that is some serious efficiency." He grinned, grabbing the notice. "So does this mean I'm officially a full member of the Special Ops now?" Song shut that down fast. "Nope, don't celebrate yet. Now pay attention, because this is where the real test begins." She looked right at him. "You need to head to the Hu City headquarters right now. You're entering the massive combat selection trials for the Crimson Blood unit. But honestly, with your insane skills, you will definitely crush this." Nghiem Hao just smiled, looking completely confident. He raised a hand, cracking his knuckles. "Understood. Just wait for me to break every record." Cut to Hu City. A convoy of heavy military vehicles, flanked by a massive cargo truck, rolled right into the city limits. Inside the transport, Song held up a tablet, giving the rookies a quick rundown. "Welcome to Hu City, the capital of Su, and the absolute heart of the Crimson Blood headquarters." Nghiem Hao chilled in back, pointing at the guard who was lazily enjoying the view. I heard official Crimson Blood members have to be at least D rank warriors. So how exactly do they grade his rank? This guy looks super weak. Can he seriously take the Crimson Blood exam? Hearing that, the guard scratched his head with an awkward laugh. Haha, well, my biggest talent is being a human punching bag. Song stepped in to explain the details. He is actually assigned to the logistics squad, not the frontline combat team. So he totally skips the brutal fighting trials. Instantly getting his confidence back, the guy across from him patted his shoulder, laughing out loud. The logistics crew still deploys with you guys right into the battlefield. You're gonna need me out there. But hey, since you and I have some free time, let's chat. Let me drop some basic knowledge. People exactly like me, anyone who can awaken special abilities, are officially known as warriors. Their pure combat power gets split into 6 tiers, from top to bottom: S, A, B, C, D, E, and F. The special response squads use their own specific rating system, focusing totally on raw physical strength and endurance. Meanwhile, mutant beasts are ranked from trash to absolute nightmares, like Red Scout, Fierce Hound, Overlord, Behemoth, and Calamity. If you compare a warrior's power level directly to a monster tier, an E-rank warrior can take down a Red Scout beast. Following that logic, a D rank equals a Fierce Hound, while B and C rank fighters are tough enough to go toe-to-toe with an Overlord beast. An A rank matches a Behemoth monster, and the legendary S rank warriors? They are the only ones surviving a Calamity level threat. Plus, Star Core compatibility changes everything. Trust me, you're going to want to remember that. Hearing all this, Nghiem Hao got completely serious. Hold on, Star Core compatibility? Song nodded, explaining. Exactly. Because in this messed up apocalyptic world, only those beasts mutated by the red fog actually naturally possess special abilities. Human warriors, we have to rely on Star Core weapons, perfectly matching the monster's own core, just to trigger our own physical powers. Let's dive right in. Talent and luck completely dictate your compatibility. The higher it goes, the better quality and higher amount of abilities you actually unlock. But if you can't sync up, you're permanently stuck at E rank and nothing more. Meanwhile, on the road, Song entire military convoy is suddenly cut off by an armed officer holding a rifle. Sorry, but this route is currently locked down. Everyone needs to take a detour. One of the lead drivers immediately snaps back. You're seriously daring to block the special response team? The armed guards quickly try to explain, hey, we're just following strict orders here. There's really no other way around. Watching a heavily armored vehicle with the Luteng logo casually bypass the barricade, Soldier Song suddenly gets a seriously bad feeling. Why would a massive megacorp like Luteng crash a recruitment exam? Stick with me, because something is definitely off here. 1 hour later, right at the official Blood Knight selection testing grounds, examiners stand firmly in front of the new recruits, laying down the law. The Blood Knight squad is humanity's absolute strongest shield, and simultaneously the sharpest blade of the special response team. Head examiner, the A-rank fighter Lin Yongxin, stands with his arms firmly behind his back, fiercely declaring, I don't care what kind of fancy background you have. You're here now, so you play by our strict rules. 0 backdoor entries are allowed here. I wouldn't care even if you were the president's own grandson. If you don't have real power, don't even dream of joining my Blood Knights. He then raises his hand high into the air and loudly shouts, let the selection exams begin. The first physical fitness test begins now. The opening physical test requires strapping on 50 kilos of dead weight and furiously sprinting exactly 100 meters straight. During this section, Nghiem Hao completely destroys the competition, setting a wild record of 5.10 seconds. Next up is the electronic test measuring raw arm strength. While a totally average guy struggles to barely lift a single weight, of 100 kilos one-handed, Nghiem Hao casually hoists up 500 kilos like a pebble. The crowd loses it. He just lifted 500 kilos with one single hand. For the punching test, he actually holds back, desperately trying not to break the machine. But even a moderate punch totally caves the target in, sending out sparks and heavy smoke. The examiner's jaw drops. The punch machine is totally busted, unable to read anything. 10 minutes later, Nghiem Hao faces the head examiner. Hands behind his back, he reports. Reporting to the examiner, all test categories are fully completed. Lin Yongxin stares down at his clipboard, looking genuinely surprised, to confirm a near-perfect run. 198 points. The surrounding crowd immediately starts wildly whispering, 198 points. The absolute highest rookie record before this was only 180 points. Is this guy secretly cheating right now? He definitely has to be. One completely bitter guy forcefully stomps forward. Instructor Lin, the absolute highest rookie entry record was only 140 points. His score shatters that record completely. I'm calling absolute nonsense on this. I know what you're thinking. Who's this guy? It's Zhang Jin, younger brother too. The Redstone City defense captain, Zhang Shui. Lin Yongxin shoots him an incredibly annoyed glare. I personally supervised him myself, and we literally have security cameras right here. Are you actually accusing me of letting him in through the back door? Zhang Jin smirks, his sharp eyes locking onto Nghiem Hao. I wouldn't dare accuse you. I was just curious, he mutters, stepping right up behind him. So, you're the famous Nghiem Hao, right? From the Redstone City Patrol, Nghiem Hao can't help but question this bizarre stranger, acting super sketchy, and simply asks, "Can I help you?" Zhang Jin flashes a nasty villain smirk, internally thinking this guy is completely dead meat. Nothing at all, just saying hello. We're from the same exact hometown, after all. While speaking, he violently suppresses his rage, remembering the brutal humiliation his older brother had suffered. Just you wait, punk. I'm gonna make you pay 100 times over. We know this isn't over. Nghiem Hao just stares suspiciously at the guys retreating back. Let's jump in. Wait, this guy is from his hometown? How didn't our hero know? Lin Yongxin stands right across from him and explains. His name is Zhang Jin, the young master of the Redstone City Defense Force. Do you two know each other? Not at all, he replies, but deep down, everything just clicks into place. Redstone Defense? Oh, it all makes perfect sense now. This guy is here for payback. Avenge Zhang Shui, the punk he totally wrecked earlier. This entire city defense squad? Absolutely corrupt. Rotten straight down to the absolute core. Lin Yongxin moves right along, loudly announcing the final exam results. Physical fitness scores are finally in. Rank 30, Zhang San, 89 points, skipping past rank 29. Rank 3, Zhang Jin, 123 points. Rank 2, Jin Ying, 135. And first place, Nghiem Hao, crushing it with 198 points. Behind him, a gorgeous blonde girl is practically burning holes into his broad back, looking exactly like a massive fangirl meeting her ultimate idol. She smirks to herself. I honestly only joined this basic exam for a little fun. Who knew a monster rookie like this would show up? So interesting. I definitely need to study this guy up close and personal. That right there is Jin Ying, the beast who just snagged second place in physical fitness. She's also a high-ranking researcher over at Tech Intel. Lin Yongxin doesn't stop, continuing his speech. Top 15 names on the list, stay. Now watch closely, because this next crystal core compatibility test changes absolutely everything. Cut over to Zhang Jin's private dorm room. He's furious, aggressively chatting on his tablet. He barks out, I should have easily taken that absolute first-place spot. From the glowing tablet, flashing the Green Vine logo, a cold voice sneers back. If your brother wasn't playing loyal dog for Green Vine, would you even qualify to step foot in this exam? Zhang Jin aggressively scowls. Gritting his teeth in pure rage, he fiercely snaps. Who could have actually predicted two absolute monsters would suddenly show up? On screen, two guys sit cross-legged, casually rolling a cigarette. You get exactly one chance. Better not mess this up. The call cuts out. He clenches his fist hard, face dropping into total shadow, muttering, For my brother's sake, I will definitely make the Blood Knights. Back at the Crystal Testing Lab, the 15 recruits who survived round 1 stand at total attention, just waiting for their turn. Lin Yongxin holds up a sleek wrist device, loudly announcing, This next test is incredibly simple. You just need to strap on this bracelet and firmly insert a crystal core right into the gauntlet. We'll be scanning your exact compatibility rate with the crystal core. Anything under 40% is an instant elimination. Still confused? Let's figure this out together. Here's a quick rundown on crystal cores. Holograms of glowing gems suddenly pop up on both sides of him. He keeps going. Only mutant beasts ranked Hound class or higher actually drop these precious cores. Stronger the beast, much higher the core quality. By slotting them directly into your beast armaments, warriors can unleash wild, destructive powers just like the monsters. But remember, everyone's compatibility rate is completely different. That rate determines how you awaken your inner talent. It falls into 3 main attributes: elemental, raw physical strength, and crowd control support. This specific wrist guard is the absolute lowest tier. It only tests your compatibility. It won't grant you any crazy special abilities. Once you actually join the Blood Knight's combat unit, you'll be handed way better crystal cores and premium gear. With his long explanation over, Lin Yongxin loudly declares, "The crystal core compatibility test officially begins." The very first recruit steps right up. The screen flashes D rank, hitting a tragic 39% compatibility. He literally missed the passing cutoff by 1%. Brutal. He drops straight to his knees, screaming in pure agony. "I ranked 5th in physicals. How is this test way harder than actually killing mutant beasts?" But nobody cares about his dramatic tears. The next recruit steps up to the plate. D rank again, but a solid 56% compatibility. He throws his hands up, completely ecstatic. "I passed. I can finally join the Blood Knights." Next is Zhang Jin. "Trust me, you aren't ready." Lin Yongxin speaks, his voice totally cold. "Zhang Jin, your turn." His eyes are bloodshot, face looking like he aged 10 years. "Alright, let's dive right in." Looking totally juiced up, he steps forward, scoffing coldly and strapping on his heavy gauntlet. He harshly yanks the crystal core up, slamming it down into the armor with pure, brutal aggression. Gritting his teeth, he violently growls, "You better submit to your master right now." The display board flashes instantly, revealing D rank, hitting a solid 60% compatibility rate. The surrounding crowd absolutely loses their minds. The top guy from the last batch only managed a 56% score. That easily makes him the strongest rookie this time around. Zhang Jin stares right at his own result. A cocky smirk spreads across his face. "A bunch of trash. I am the absolute strongest of this generation." As he steps down, whispers ripple through the entire room, everyone firmly believing the hype. Zhang Jin is definitely the undisputed champion of this trial. Meanwhile, from behind, Jin Ying steps up, her curious eyes locked right onto Nghiem Hao. "You are from Crimson Rock City, right? How come I have never heard of someone as strong as you before? After all, I am the girl who knows absolutely everything in the Tech Intelligence Bureau. Yet somehow, you completely slipped under my radar. You are far from simple. That insane abnormal spike in the red mist concentration over at Crimson Rock City, just a few days ago. That might actually be tied directly to you." Hearing the Intelligence Bureau mentioned, Nghiem Hao instantly averts his gaze. A nervous drop of sweat rolls down his forehead. He desperately tries to play it off. "Huh? What are you talking about? I have no idea at all." Jin Ying crosses her arms with a sly smirk. "You do not have to admit it. I am super interested in you anyway." Nghiem Hao suddenly realizes he can totally use her. He turns back and asks, "So, Miss Know-It-All, could I possibly ask you to dig up some intel on a certain someone for me?" Jin Ying wags her finger, winking with a playful challenge. "Sure thing, but I definitely have one condition for you." She points straight at the core compatibility machine. "As long as your final score manages to beat mine, I will unconditionally help you find out whatever you want. Literally anything at all." Lin Yongxin calls out again. Next up, Jin Ying. She hurriedly jogs up, waving her hands in the air. Coming. Standing before the machine, she poses confidently. "Now pay attention, you are going to want to see this." Zhang Jin's precious record is about to be completely shattered. Down in the crowd, Nghiem Hao cannot help feeling curious. Is she seriously strong enough to be acting this confident? Meanwhile, Zhang Jin keeps his arrogant, completely mocking expression. "Yeah, right, just showing off." Jin Ying equips the gauntlet, twirls the crystal core a few times, then slots it right into her armor like a flashy magical girl transformation. A bright, confident smile blooms. Look very closely. The massive screen lights up. D rank, with a mind-blowing 78% compatibility. The crowd instantly erupts. A D rank fighter hitting 78%? This kind of thing has literally never happened before. The machine must be completely broken. Jin Ying flashes a thumbs up, smiling as brightly as a pop idol. "Haha." She steps down, flashing peace signs in Zhang Jin's face. "See that? You and I knew she'd rub it in. I told you I would completely crush your record." Zhang Jin clenches his fists tightly, his eyes burning with absolute hatred as he thinks, besides Nghiem Hao, there is no way I am letting this crazy girl off the hook. Then Lin Yongxin calls out the very last candidate. Nghiem Hao. Nghiem Hao steps up to the stage, thinking to himself, her true power is incredibly high. Maybe she really was not lying about her connections. She honestly seems to know a whole lot of secrets. Jin Ying, fresh off provoking Zhang Jin, now turns to look at him with a daring challenge. So how about it? Feeling the pressure yet? Nghiem Hao steps forward, one hand in his pocket, the other pointing straight to the sky. Absolute pure confidence. You better watch closely. Gripping the energy crystal core in his hand, he fiercely thinks, to get those crucial clues about Xiao Shu, I absolutely have to win this bet today. He slots the core into his gauntlet, raising it proudly. Let's see just how high my compatibility really goes. The massive screen instantly displays C rank, leaving the entire crowd completely speechless with their jaws dropped. This is the very first time a C rank has ever appeared in this test. But right after that, the machine system suddenly blasts a repetitive, glaring warning. System error detected. Error detected! The alarm blares. Trust me, you'll want to see what's next. Alright, stick with me here. Every single eye is locked on the display panel, because they are watching the system completely glitch out for the very first time. What is his compatibility rate? What the heck is actually going on? The alert sirens keep blaring, but this time, something feels seriously wrong. System checking the core's compatibility rate. Wait, 0. Literally 0%. Nghiem Hao just stands there frozen, muttering in pure shock. Huh? Trung Tan bursts out laughing, pointing right at his face. Ha, you absolute trash. Trying to act tough just cracks me up. Even the core completely rejects a loser like you. But Nghiem Hao instantly narrows his eyes, shooting back a dead-cold, piercing glare, like he just picked his next target for a beatdown. But then, he feels something super weird happening inside his gauntlet. He glances down, only to see the core melting into a glowing red mist and absorbing straight into his arm. Oh, this is bad. Is his body forcibly devouring this core right now? He grits his teeth, trying to hold it back, terrified his secret is out. Now watch closely, because before he reacts, Nghiem Hao practically teleports over to the control panel. 0% compatibility rate. This has literally never happened before. Even the absolute worst rankers get at least 1%. She instantly goes full mad scientist mode, completely lost in the hype, giggling while smashing keys on the console. I have to record this epic data. The old man at home is going to totally flip over this. Suddenly, Truong Tan notices something way off, a cruel smirk spreading across his face. Oh? Where did the core on that bastard's arm go? He points straight at Nghiem Hao and frantically screams. Reporting to Instructor Lam, Nghiem Hao totally stole the core. The core in his hand is completely gone. Hearing that, Lam Dung Tin flinches in shock, immediately barking out an order. Nghiem Hao, raise your arm. Show me your gauntlet and the core right now. He instantly raises his hand, but the core has magically vanished into thin air. Dung Tin glares at him, dead serious. Where is the core from your arm? Hand it over right now. The tension in the room goes sky high, leaving Nghiem Hao completely stuck. He just stands there frozen, stuttering out, I really do not know why it disappeared. He sighs hard, his brain working in overdrive. Gotta find an excuse right now, or they are going to turn me into a literal lab rat. I know what you're thinking. He needs a wild plan, fast. So he gambles everything. Fake a beast transformation ability, and see if that covers up the core's activation. With that thought, thick red mist erupts from Nghiem Hao's hand. His arm starts mutating into a terrifying beast form right in front of everyone's eyes. Truong Tan stumbles back in absolute shock. What the heck is going on here? Lam Dung Tin grips his weapon hard, shouting a warning. Everyone on high alert, fall back right now. But totally opposite to everyone panicking, Nghiem Hao is losing her mind with pure excitement. Eyes sparkling, face flushed bright red, she grips her cheeks. Oh wow, is this an actual beast transformation? Hearing that word, Truong Tan asks nervously, beast transformation? Did this guy just get totally corrupted by the red mist? Dung Tin stays locked in a heavy combat stance. Everyone fall back. Watch his every single move closely. We might have to take him down right here. Nghiem Hao throws her hands up, shouting, Hey, Nghiem Hao, can you hear me? He calmly answers back. Yeah, what's up? Dung Tin asks, totally baffled. Wait, you didn't lose your mind? Nghiem Hao just keeps playing it super cool, slowly reversing the monstrous mutation on his arm. Looks like this is just the core's hidden power. It literally jumped into my body and transformed me into this. Nghiem Hao happily lunges forward, hugging his arm tight. You didn't lose your consciousness at all. Is this a shape-shifting ability? Oh my gosh. This is the first time anyone has ever seen this. Dung Tin finally breathes a huge sigh of relief, lowering his weapon. You got seriously lucky keeping your sanity after beastifying. This is definitely a super rare mutated ability. Nghiem Hao glares at her. But who is this girl? Trust me, we're gonna want to find out. How do you know everything? Nghiem Hao grips his hand, scared this rare lab rat might escape. She lets go, winking brightly. You and I both know she's trying to grab his attention. Told you, I know it all. Dung Tin steps up, pats her head, and reveals she is Nghiem Hao, a new Blood Knight recruit, plus a top-tier researcher at the Tech Intelligence Bureau. Her dad? Major General Nghiem Hao, the guy running the whole Tech R&D department. Nghiem Hao pouts instantly, fists clenched tight, her face burning red. Instructor Lam, you ruined my secret. My mysterious beauty vibe is completely gone now. Dung Tin just laughs. All right, fun's over. Now, Nghiem Hao is ordered to hand over the crystal core, but he just awkwardly scratches his head and replies, Instructor Lam, I actually can't hand it over. It completely fused into my body. Pointing at his wrist armor, he explains, it's stuck inside me and refuses to come out. Trong Tan, lurking in the back, watches this whole exchange go down, muttering to himself, did that crystal core really absorb into his body? While the crowd buzzes over this crazy glitch, Trong Tan quickly covers up, his scheming smirk with one hand. I need to report this to Six Vines immediately. He is the perfect test subject. Watch closely. Things are about to get wild. Later, Nghiem Hao hits the radiation room for scans. Researchers frantically analyze his crazy stats. One of them gasps in shock. I have never seen anything like this. How can a raw core survive inside a human? Another researcher nods. And worse, it looks completely merged with his actual biology now. We definitely cannot extract it. He turns to Chief Kim. What do you think about this? Nghiem Hao, absolutely dying to uncover Nghiem Hao's hidden secrets, leans in to listen closely. Chief Kim strokes his beard, eyes glowing with curiosity. Fascinating. This kid is hiding some major mysteries. That is Nghiem Hao right there, deputy head of the Tech Intelligence Bureau, and yeah, Nghiem Hao's powerhouse of a father. Dung Tin and a sharply dressed guy walk in. Chief Kim, what is the verdict? What makes this kid so special? Nghiem Hao chuckles. Why? Crimson Blood still rocking that strict rule? Rejecting everyone under a 40% compatibility rate? Tong Lim, chief of staff for the Special Forces, and also Tong Hai's dad, steps up. No more games. You and I both need answers. What is actually happening? Nghiem Hao checks the data. I built this testing machine with Luke Deng. Believe me, I know how it works. This is not a percentage. Nghiem Hao loses her mind, shaking her dad's arm. Dad, spit it out already. What is so insanely special about his body? Nghiem Hao laughs like a total madman. His body completely broke our testing limits. His compatibility shatters my theoretical max limit. This kid hit exactly 100%. Hearing this, Tong Liam instantly turns deadly serious, frowning like he just heard some world-shattering news about the future of the nation. He turns around. Dung Tin, with me, right now. Dung Tin snaps to attention. Understood. Meanwhile, inside the scanner, Nghiem Hao feels the core in his chest shifting from pitch black to glowing red. He smiles, completely satisfied. Is this because I absorbed that tiny crystal core earlier? Before this, I took the core from an absolute overlord-tier mutant beast, stole its busted ability, and jump-started the crystal core inside my own body. Zero new powers this time, but trust me, his journey just started. But his crystal core is fully upgraded. Stronger beasts mean one thing. Stick with me if he keeps absorbing those beast cores, his power is going to skyrocket. Infinite evolution. Meanwhile, over at Si Huyet headquarters, Tong Ni is fiercely questioning Tong Liam. Father, I brought Nghiem Hao here myself. What is the issue with him joining my squad? Tong Lim replies ice cold. Captain Tong Ni, watch your rank and how you address me right now. Besides, aren't you paying a little too much attention to that C-rank rookie? Tong Ni frantically tries explaining. Father, I literally promised him a spot on my team. You cannot make me look like a soldier who breaks her word. He just clasps his hands behind his back, turning away. A soldier's loyalty belongs to the nation, not to individuals. Nghiem Hao is already in Lam Dung Tin's squad. That fact is not changing. He glares back, eyes totally dead. As a Si Huyet captain, are you seriously trying to steal his men? Return to your post immediately. That is an order. Tong Ni is completely backed into a corner, replying yes sir, while secretly thinking to herself time for a backup plan. Cut to the Si Huyet barracks lounge. Nghiem Hao loudly calls out for Nghiem Hao. Nghiem Hao, I got breaking news. She smiles brightly, running over to report. A new monster lair just dropped between Ho City and Shichthok City. Si Huyet rookies are going in to explore. I already begged Instructor Lam to let us team up. This actually catches him off guard. Captain Dung Tin then drops their official marching orders. Watch closely, this simple scouting and threat assessment mission is exactly where everything starts going sideways. Even though it is a low-tier monster lair, the red mist might have mutated things. Nghiem Hao looks super confident, boasting, "Gathering data is exactly what I do best. Do not worry, I will protect you." Big talk for a D rank standing next to his solid C rank status. The convoy rolls out fast. Along the way, Nghiem Hao explains the setup. Monster lair threat levels are broken down into exactly 4 tiers. You have got low, medium, or high and extremely high. The lair types are also split up differently. This low-tier nest we are hitting is a hive type, meaning a very simple overall structure. But the internal tunnels are a total maze. And the worst part? She whispers right in his ear. It is a toxic bee swarm. Tons of worker bees and a handful of soldier bees inside. He rubs his chin, thinking hard. Just a beehive? Why do we need 3 trucks? Nghiem Hao laughs at the newbie. These are definitely not your average tiny little honeybees. They arrive, look up, and you and I are thinking the exact same thing, since when are bees the size of trucks? The driver yells to hold on tight as he swerves hard. A massive barrage of stingers appears. They are shooting straight at them. Nghiem Hao screams in panic. Iron stingers. Our armored truck cannot take this. Nghiem Hao immediately steps up to handle them. Perfect timing to test his brand new skill. He uses his mutation to coat the car door as a shield. Then he vaults outside, both arms fully mutated. Lightning-fast techniques, any bug getting close gets completely wiped out on the spot. The driver is stunned. How is his power this insane? Nghiem Hao chimes in from the side. I thought he could only mutate his own body, but now he is literally wrapping that energy around the truck. Absolutely incredible. She yells out in pure hype, meaning he can turn literally anything into a weapon. This is just too good. I have to record all of his combat data. I am definitely studying this later. He keeps slashing through them. Suddenly, a blinding blue light shoots right at him. It effortlessly pierces straight through his shield. Way too dangerous, he has to find the sniper's location right now. Nghiem Hao shouts for everyone to take cover. Trust me, you are going to want to see this hidden boss. Stick with me on this one. They hide behind a rock while an armored guy charges ahead. He wants to torch the swarm. But in a flash, green stingers shoot straight into his fuel tank. Boom! A massive explosion. And well, game over. Nghiem Hao yells out, "Nghiem Hao, where did those green spikes even come from?" She checks the data and replies, "Hound tier queen bee. Her tail stinger packs serious venom. It melts right through C-class armor." A hound tier here? The intel was completely wrong. This is totally not a level 10 nest. He makes a plan. I will handle the queen. Just help me block this swarm. Nghiem Hao instantly unleashed her wind powers. A brutal windstorm blasts straight ahead. In a flash, she completely pushes the swarm back, clearing a direct path for Nghiem Hao. The queen bee looks massive. Her glowing red eyes want to tear him apart. Nghiem Hao forcefully twists a car door into a long shape, bending the heavy metal into a deadly steel spear. Are you seeing this? He stomps back, and the ground literally shatters. He throws the spear with everything he has. It shoots like a bullet straight through the queen, but she barely reacts at all. How is she this strong? Nghiem Hao rushes over shouting, "Nghiem Hao, do not let her escape. She is upgrading to overlord tier." But he is already exhausted and collapses flat on the ground. He thinks to himself. Without the red mist to recharge, his energy drained in an instant. If only he knew, he would have saved some power. She walks over, hands on her hips, showing off a bit of an attitude. "Hey big bro, are you dying already? Need this lady to give you CPR?" Nghiem Hao sits right up, snapping back. "I have zero interest in kids." That makes her salty. Who is a kid? Perfect proportions and you complain. Whatever. She offers him a chocolate bar, but he is not hungry, so she just eats it herself. They decide to report this whole mess to their superiors, calling for backup. After measuring the blood mist inside, Nghiem Hao decides to head in for some recon. You see it too, right? Injured queen means massive glory for them. Meanwhile at headquarters, an urgent alert drops. Captain Dung panics. Wait, what? The bee nest danger level increased? Plus Nghiem Hao and Nghiem Hao already went inside. An older man steps in, telling him to chill. Though Nghiem Hao is usually super reckless, she is actually very careful. That girl will not take a risk without being sure. He gives the order. Deploy the nearest red blood unit for immediate backup. The main objective is pure safety. Keep Nghiem Hao and Nghiem Hao alive. Secondary mission is destroying the monster nest. Now Captain Dung departs to the scene. Tonghai's father speaks up. I will let your younger brother go with you. She is doing fine, right? Turns out he assigned guards to protect his own daughter. He acts grumpy on the outside, but deep down, she is still daddy's little girl. Back inside the bee nest, the duo heads in wearing their anti-mist combat suits. As Red Blood members, only they have them. Nghiem Hao reports energy levels are stable, but just a moment ago, when the queen evolved into an overlord-tier monster, the difficulty of raiding this monster nest just went all the way up. Noticing something off, he yells, "Stop!" The queen bursts from the cave, defending her home. Her body is way bigger now. They realize she successfully reached the overlord tier. An armored poison queen, absolutely game over. Nghiem Hao silently curses. How did this happen? This low red mist concentration? It definitely should not support such rapid evolution for her. That's where we leave it. Holding the machine, she screams even the worker bees got upgraded. Stick with me here. The blood mist density just crossed the danger line. Why didn't this broken machine warn them? She completely collapses to the ground in total despair. Turns out, someone actually sabotaged their protective suits from the inside. Their mist defense is dropping fast. There is definitely a traitor hiding inside Crimson Blood. Instantly, an absolute swarm of iron stingers rushes right at them, forcing a desperate retreat. While running, his mind is spinning. He actually needs that blood mist, and now it is literally being handed to him. But first, he has to make sure Nghiem Hao is totally safe. Because with this chaotic battlefield setup, he cannot fight with zero peace of mind. Quickly, he spots a small hidden cave nearby. He blocks the entrance with rocks, turns straight to Nghiem Hao, and orders her to hide right there. You can hold out here for a while. I am going out there to finish them off. Before he leaves, she yells out, "Hey, Nghiem Hao, if you do not come back from this alive, I will hunt you down." He just smirks and walks off with total confidence. Relax, I will be back in a flash. Nghiem Hao has finally absorbed enough blood mist to fight. Time for a bloodbath. He decides to pull out his heavy energy cannon right now. The one from that overlord boss. Now watch this. One single shot, and all his energy will be completely drained. He absolutely cannot fail this. He focuses all his raw power into that glowing red energy sphere, then hurls it forward. Explode, crimson core blast. The entire ground violently shakes. The hive gets a massive hole punched right through it. He actually thought he won, but the red mist is still there. The bees are totally fine, leaving him completely panicked. An absolute disaster. Meanwhile, 3 minutes earlier with Nghiem Hao, she is busy fixing the broken blood mist scanner. Finally, the repair is completely done. It immediately flashes a critical red mist danger warning. The number is already double the absolute maximum alert level. Suddenly, a massive tremor hits, terrifying her. She looks up and sees a giant gaping hole above. She wonders to herself, was that the explosion outside? But that blast actually made the red mist way thicker. She hides inside the rocky gap to assess the situation. Thanks to absorbing this super dense red mist, these bee swarms are evolving at a crazy speed. Even the absolute lowest scout tier monsters have now mutated into hound class threats. Over here, our guy fighting also spots the deadly difference. Why are their numbers actually multiplying? And they hit harder too. Even with all this red mist around, I know what you are thinking. His energy recovery cannot match this drain. If this continues, it is game over. Nghiem Hao notices too, spotting the terrifying signs of red mist corruption already crawling right up Nghiem Hao's neck. The red mist density keeps rising. He is going to totally lose control. She immediately fires her wind pressure bullets to blow away the red mist suffocating him. A powerful wind sphere gets launched forward. Right on cue, she makes it spin, clearing out all his red mist. Nghiem Hao is furious, his teammate just totally griefed him. What am I supposed to use for recovery now? The bees shoot toxic venom straight at him. He blocks it with his arms, but that nasty paralyzing effect kicks in hard. Plus, another group sneak attacks from behind. In this desperate spot, he literally cannot dodge anymore. Suddenly, someone dashes in and uses their own body to tank the hit. It is Deputy Lam Lam, flexing his C-rank strength ability. His base skill is pure physical body enhancement, with a derivative skin hardening and hyper senses. His beast core source? An absolute overlord pangolin monster. He firmly reminds him, this battle is not over yet, stay focused. Another massive swarm of bees completely surrounds them again. Right then, the monsters get completely blasted by purple laser fire. The backup arriving is C-rank fighter Tonghai. Turns out, Right after getting the emergency orders from headquarters, she rushed straight here for backup. She instantly commands an all-out assault. Everyone in the elite squad quickly joins the chaotic battle. Assigned teams use heavy fire to burn them alive, while Nghiem Hao and the deputy step back to catch their breath. Right at this exact moment, the boss charges straight at them to attack. But Captain Tong completely blocks that lethal strike, using her intense lightning bullets. The monster's entire body gets paralyzed and simply cannot move. It tries to fly up and escape. And you and I have to admit, his future wife is incredibly strong. Alright, stick with me here. The vice captain claims she did not have her combat gear last time. While everyone is distracted, he sneaks away. He absorbs red bones to heal up. But suddenly, everyone notices something terrifying and screams out in total shock. Watch out for the boss. It is sucking up all the red bones in this place to level up. Everyone is completely stunned. Impossible. Did this monster not just hit the overlord tier a minute ago? The bee swarm around them keeps multiplying. In this absolute life or death moment, now watch closely, he shouts out that he can take down the boss, then just charges straight in. His speed is literally lightning fast. He dodges every attack, but his own strikes barely even scratch the beast. Nghiem Hao realizes fighting barehanded is a totally losing game. He fires off a blood explosion sphere, but it does absolutely zero damage. He almost gets his head taken off by a flying spike. Right then, Nghiem Hao knows he desperately needs a weapon. You saw this coming, right? He spots a queen bee stinger, mutates it into an epic blade, and rushes right back into the fight. Pushing his limits, he unleashes the Crimson Blood Rain Slash. Boom! A massive shockwave rocks everything. The boss is finally dead. Its crystal core pops right out, and he easily snatches it out of midair. But his body instantly absorbs the loot. This triggers an agonizing, mind-numbing pain all over. Everyone panics, thinking he is seriously hurt or dying. Turns out, our guy is just busy soaking up the massive stat boosts. And that wraps up part 1. Trust me, you and I both want more, so hit that like button right now.